So here we're talking about the machine. Should we go ahead and the Transparent Humboldt's coalition, the thing that is being built there is a data gathering, processing, and analysis bundle that that can create a social map. So we're going to basically turn the public record process inside out and scrape all of it, just all of it. We're going, just by putting in repeated things like you can get their communications, any county issued device. That's all public records, baby. Every app they use, every message they do, what their score on Candy Crush is. It's public records if it's on a public phone. That's my phone, not yours. You're using it. So I get to read all your text messages, just like my kids. Every interaction is then run through an an AI text analysis tool. If you look at it's called social network mapping. Very, very interesting, very long, very involved topic of what that is and what you can do with it, but it's beautiful and juicy and data. But it's really boring to anybody whose brain isn't wired my way.
Give me a Quiz Notes quick rundown of what social mapping is.
There's an excellent article if you just search social network mapping American Revolution. You'll find it. It's written in an essay format of like a British colonial officer who has been given the magic technology of social network mapping and this tool, and they have all these malcontents within these American colonies. So taking in this case the list of people in these political clubs in Boston and Virginia and all these places that are hotbeds of discontent, they have the lists of the membership. And they just do things like cross-referencing and finding the connections and relationships, and also doing things like in the stories like British, and we've intercepted some communications, which in this world is just like read your Facebook page, and by that, like by the end of the story, spoiler alert, there's like, we should really pick up this Paul Revere fellow. He seems connected to every single one of these clubs, and these 20 people that are also the founding fathers on the Declaration of Independence. Like they seem highly connected and motivated to work against the crown. We already know that by this they're clearly organizing and gathering, and it's going to be a problem soon. That's how you nip that in the bud if you're a British officer and don't want things like an American Revolution. So these techniques are used to find terrorist cells. They're used to find embezzlement schemes. They're used to find corporate espionage. They're used to find it's relationship mapping. So here we're talking about the machine. Should we go ahead and the Transparent Humboldt's coalition, the thing that is being built there is a data gathering, processing, and analysis bundle that can create a social map. So we're going to basically turn the public record process inside out and scrape all of it, just all of it. We're going, just by putting in repeated things like you can get their communications, any county issued device. That's all public records, baby. Every app they use, every message they do, what their score on Candy Crush is. It's public records if it's on a public phone. That's my phone, not yours. You're using it. So I get to read all your text messages, just like my kids. Every interaction is then run through an an AI text analysis tool that is equipped with something called NLP, and that's natural language processing. It is the same thing that, say, a company will use when they launch a product and they're putting out some hashtags and testing some keywords and seeing what the general response to various marketing campaigns are. By it's like the AI will read it, knows what words mean, knows connotations of words, so positive connotations, negative connotations. It can read sarcasm to a certain point if it's sophisticated enough, which just blew my mind when I found that out. Like,
Are you building these tools, or you're using these
oh
tools?
God, these are all commercially
Yeah.
available.
Okay.
Some of them
That's
are
what I was trying to
free.
get at. I built an NLP processor. I actually was going to scrape Twitter data to determine hate speech and,
Oh, we're
and
gonna
map
have to
people.
talk.
Yeah, I majored in computer science and cognitive science.
Oh shit.
Those were
So yeah,
I know what you're
you're
talking
gonna
about. I'm asking these questions so the public can get
yeah,
so
no.
I'm following you.
So I have a background in data analysis and communications. I mean, funny story. One I'll tell some other time. I stole a master's of communications degree. But yeah. So we can talk some of the
Yes.
same
So
language here.
I was trying to get there
Hey,
because
okay.
I've only
so
heard like social mapping in terms of like neural network maps and data mining. So I was
it's the
trying to get
same
at
thing.
yes.
Data
I was
mining.
trying to get
data
at
mining is what we're doing.
Yes,
This is big data.
that's where I was
This is
trying to go
big
with
data
this.
mining.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
exactly what I'm doing
But you don't have
to the county.
any specific experience building the tools. You're just using the commercially available ones. To
I
do
mean,
this.
I mean, even the free ones.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
The
ton.
free
You can,
academically. No, but I'm also hiring professionals to program. Like
okay.
I have the expertise to work a professional through coding it to do what I want it to do.
Yeah. You're
I'm
overseeing the project, knowing the direction for
yeah,
it.
yeah. I
Okay.
can do that. I have enough background that, like, with an instruction manual, I could do it myself. But God, that would take so long.
Time investment. Yeah.
I mean, I suffer from. I mean, I benefit from insomnia, so I get 2 work days really in a day. So I mean, yeah,
That's what I was trying to get at. I was just trying to get a feel for your your direct background.
Yeah. So yeah, I have enough background that I could follow the coding instructions on any given tool, but oh my God, no, I'm hiring a professional that already knows the tools that I have. We haven't settled on the NLP tool because right now we're working on phase 1, which is just a custom data scraper. It's just good old Python, like web form interaction, anonymizer, sanitizer, and then thrown in a repeat.
Yeah, you're just in the collection phase right now.
Yeah. And I mean, right now the analysis phase is me. Like, and the database is small enough that I can still read all the documents or now
so
the coalition.
you're hand combing these documents right now that you're scraping.
I have been, yeah.
Okay.
But also, like, a coalition has formed. Forums have just gone up. People are also pulling out documents and being like, "What the hell is this one? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet." So we've just launched a forum on the site where people are able to, like, start pulling out documents and talking about that. There's but yeah, like currently it's just been me pulling out, like, this one is one where we violated the state constitution with an illegal loan.
So you're applying these tools to county documents in the hopes of finding more mismanagement, more.
No, we're gonna find the clicks. So
you're trying to find the connections between people in these positions.
Yeah, we're gonna find. So first, again, because I don't want people to feel like I hate everybody with draws a county paycheck. The first and most common thing that this system will do is going to be highlight people that are crushing it, that are doing the hell out of their jobs, because they will have green lights on every check mark. They will, like, every interaction, they will have. Because you can weight positive and negative interactions. You can track the process of, like, and then the project died over at this desk, and you can also see, oh, look at the stack of projects that have died over on this desk, and then you can see, look at this hero over here that has rescued 10 of these projects off of this desk. That's the sort of thing that we're going to be able to track with the second with the cap tool, and that one I have settled on. It's called maltego.com. It's got a free version, folks, like, commercially available. Just go nuts. And that program terrifies me. That like, every time I use that, I am staring to the abyss where privacy used to live.
I don't think people realize just how vulnerable everything is once you are connected to the internet.
Nobody reads their terms of service.
And especially what freaked me out when I was building that tool for Twitter is just how willing they are to give you the information.
Oh yeah,
Just how willing. And
pennies.
it's information on everyone.
Pennies.
I didn't even have to pay because I was a student at the time, so they were just going to give me basically unfettered access to the API and let me scrape for whatever keywords, accounts related to certain things, whatever. And anybody can do that. You just have to know it's available. Yeah. Well. So in doing this, in doing this, what are you hoping to find through these connections once you build this map and find who's talking to who and who's doing what?
So we'll be able to find. So if you find a cluster of people who, in between themselves, only have positive interactions or very limited negative interactions, but they do seem to have targeted as a group positive and negative interactions in other things, then you've found a clique. And then and I mean when I talk about the old boys networks, like that's what people reference. That's what that means. It's a clique of people.
This is the good old boys club
who don't hold each other accountable and actively attack people viewed negatively by anyone inside the group. Right? That's an old boys network. Your enemy is my enemy. Your friend is my friend. Right? Somebody did my buddy a favor, and so and these are not unnatural social connections. It's the way our brains are wired to go, but it's not appropriating government work. Right? It's a great way to have a community on a hill. Right? If everybody knows what if we're talking academically about it, we would be talking about like social credit. How much someone has put in socially into a thing, but that doesn't always translate into effectively managing tax money, because that's relationship management. That's people's feelings. That's doing them favors, and sometimes that favor is not holding them accountable for screwing up, and so they'll do it again because they didn't learn a lesson. The lesson they learned was, I have a friend who's not going to call me out. Or the lesson they learned is that person who was calling me out is going to get shut out by all my friends. Right? That's a toxic workplace environment. That is a recipe for widespread failure.
So what is the hope in doing this? Once you've got the connections, is the hope to find more documents surrounding that, like giving you a place to look to find evidence to bring forth litigation?
Well, I mean, it already did that once, right? Like I've already got enough through whistleblowers and documents to demand. So the lawsuit, like if we don't get to do this with dignity, what I'm going to be demanding is what's called a writ of mandamus, and that is, hey, the government has not applied its own rules to itself. It should do that. What do you think, Judge? I agree. Stamp. And then they go and review and apply their own rules to themselves, usually with some state or court ordered observer to make sure they don't screw it up again. That is one way to redress any of these things. Some of them are a matter of federal money. I mean, some of them are going to be legitimate federal cases, depending on how much bubbles up, depending on what all these problems have. Like a lot of them, there's already corrective action being taken, like things that have happened in the last couple of years on KPD's watch. There's a lot of corrective action currently being taken. People aren't very comfortable with that because it's very widespread. Again, this isn't like a small conspiracy. This is ruffling a whole bunch of these clusters of people across county government, groups that don't even necessarily like each other, but are all invested in not having them or their friends being held accountable for one of these just fire hose of violations. I mean, I haven't even gotten all the documents yet. I'm only almost halfway through everything that was identified and is still being processed by the AC in the county and being redacted and all that. I've only gotten the things that were the easiest to get out. That they don't have to redact names, or they don't have to pull put it through county council to make sure it's legal to put out. This is just the stuff that was easy. And it's almost half. Like the last half, like just gonna keep getting worse because it's gonna be finally the stuff that I'm gonna have to pull teeth for. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's gonna be legal ramifications, maybe electoral ramifications. There's gonna be I mean, I just want my county to run.
So what is the why again? What is the why for the social map? Because that's obviously it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Is it just for the public to see these clusters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
that
not because you already have
so,
the proof for
so that
litigation.
so that I'm just not a crazy conspiracy theorist with a Charlie map. That I have like displayable data. This is the problem. This map, these red clusters, these things here, if this was a computer network, you would be replacing those servers, or at least giving them some heavy maintenance. Like, what the hell's going on with the operating system? It's another thing. That same technology does the same mapping of computer clusters, social network clusters. It's all the same tech. We're gonna really geek out on the computer science at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, just so that I'm just not just another crazy conspiracy theorists, like blah blah blah, old boys network really screwed around. Like, no, it's not a myth. It's not just like the fog. You can see it, you can grab it, like it's right there.
Because that's how people are gonna paint. I'm sure you've already been painted that way to some extent.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Oh sure. Like there's already been a concerted effort to discredit things I say, and because I'm very careful about what I say and always have documentation to back it up, boy, it sure blows up real fast. Because like blah blah blah, show some proof. Blam! Here's a document. This is what I was talking about. This thing right here. And that's just because of, I guess, who I am as a person.
You sound a lot like KPD in that regard. That was a recurring theme that she brought up. Was, well, I'm not going to attach my name to it unless I know for sure.
Yeah, it's called integrity.
That is a foreign concept nowadays.
You can't train it.